Hello everyone.
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello everyone. This is Vasundhara. I'm from India. Recently, I completed my graduation in degree with 93% from University College for Women, Hyderabad. And I completed my manual testing course at Stockholm IT Academy. Now I'm working on Agile methodologies. Let's see Agile interview questions. The question is, what approach do you follow when requirements change continuously? Anyone can answer.
The answer is obvious.
It's Agile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Agile, of course, but why?
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, so
Because in the waterfall, like
Madhavi,
these are.
Madhavi, wait, you can answer this. This is very easy question.
Okay.
Let Niharika answer this.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Minna.
It's Agile because in Agile we in every sprint we can change our requirement. If one sprint is complete and client would say that I may change my requirement, then in the second sprint we can change our requirement or any kind of stuff.
Yeah, cool. So of course, Agile is iterative approach. So Agile itself has ways to change requirements continuously. So obviously we can go for Agile. And don't hesitate to answer. Don't hesitate to guess the answer, because this is learning session. This is not actually an interview for which you will have to give right answer, right? So say something, why you think or what do you think. You don't have to give answer from your preparation. You can give from your common sense, or if you were in that situation, how would you solve that problem, or what would you do? So you can think in that way also. So don't hesitate to say something about it. Okay, cool. Then yes, Vasundhara, I will not interrupt, but so let's continue like this. You also ask someone, like maybe you can ask Srinivas or Niharika or Mina to answer if you want, or you can just let everyone. Hello, hi Srinivas. Yeah, so yeah, let's continue.
Hi, Jagdish.
Yeah, but
Here
you can explain now.
Yeah, here we follow Agile methodology. In Agile methodology, the requirement changes are possible. It's not like other traditional models. In other traditional models, the requirement changes are logged at requirement phase only. So we'll use Agile methodology, and every team member will adapt the changes in a project, and that the team members should work closely with the product owner to understand the scope of the requirement changes and implement those changes in the next sprints. Okay, let's see next question. What is Agile testing? Anyone? Mina?
I can't explain in detail.
Niharika?
Actually, I don't know much about testing, but I think it's a testing tool. It's a project management process to test everything that we caught.
Okay. Anyone? Srinivas?
Hello everyone.
It's like
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Madhavi can.
Yeah, because in
Madhavi.
agile methodology, we follow incremental approach. So it's like a kind of software testing that follows the agile methodology.
Okay. Anybody else?
I can add something that it's maybe a feature testing or a story testing, which iterate regularly with based on sprint. Thank you.
Okay. That's it. Fine. Agile testing is a software testing. It practices that follows the principles of agile methodology. It is an iterative software development where the requirement changes continuously as per the customer needs. The testing is done parallel to the development in an iterative model. And the testing will receive frequent code changes from the development team for testing an application. This is agile testing. Let's see next question. How is agile testing different from other traditional software development models?
In the traditional model, we do testing after coding, but in agile testing, we do frequently, like once when the feature is developed, we follow the testing. It's not like a predefined phase.
Yeah.
As soon as the feature is developed, we do testing. We do simultaneously, actually.
Okay. Anybody? Minna?
Yeah, it is different from other model because as it is an iterative model and after we get a feature, then we do testing, and here coding is maybe not so important.
Yeah. Okay. Let's explain. In agile testing, testing is not a phase like other traditional models. It is an activity in agile, and the time slot for testing is very less when it compared to traditional models. In agile, the requirements changes goes on. It's not like on other traditional models. And in testing, the team members will test the features on small features in agile. Whereas in traditional models, they'll test the complete application after development. This is the difference between agile and traditional. And next, what is an agile manifesto?
Agile manifesto is composed of 12 principles and 4 values, actually. That is called Agile manifesto.
Yeah, correct. Anybody? Except Madhvi.
So, okay, you choose the name. I forgot actually, like how it works. Like we can answer, or you will choose the name.
No, you can answer. It's okay, Madhavi. But yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can answer.
But I know you are already very good at it. So,
Okay.
so you answer last.
Okay, fine.
Try to
think,
answer
like,
something.
Yeah, can you able to hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
Yeah, so I have studied this regarding the Agile Manifesto. So I think the first one of the principle in Agile Manifesto is like you have to collaborative work with different people, with different groups or different Scrum teams within the organization. And the second rule is like you need to get the feedback after every sprint or whatever task you do in a retrospective way. Hello. Yeah, and that's it. Like, that's it. I knew about it.
Okay. Anybody? Okay, let's explain. Agile Manifesto has 4 key points. These individuals and interactions over process and tools, interacting among the people while developing the software. And next, working on software over comprehensive documentation. Focus on software rather than documentation. Next, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. The team and the customer collaborate to find best solutions. Next thing, responding to change or following a plan. Instead of sticking to something, adjust to the situations. These are the 4 key points of Agile Manifesto. And next, it includes principles also. Our next question is that only. What are the principles of Agile software development? Anybody? Not all 12 principles. For five principles, you will explain if you have any idea.
Like, can I, or you choose the name?
Yeah.
We should embrace the change and the continuous delivery and collaborative team. We should focus on individual interactions than face-to-face interactions.
I think it's not a principle. Yeah.
It's like face-to-face interactions. We should give more importance to face-to-face interactions. What else? Yeah, I think 4 I can.
Okay. Anybody? Okay, I'll explain. There are 12 principles of Agile. First thing is our highest priority is to satisfy the customer needs through early and continuous delivery of the software. Next, welcoming the requirement changes even late in development. And third one, working software, delivery of working software frequently. And business people and the developers will work together throughout the entire project. And next, build the projects around motivated individuals. Face-to-face conversation. Working software is a measure of primary measure of a progress. And next, able to maintain constant pace, continuous attention to technical excellence, simplicity, self-organizing teams. And at regular intervals, it reflects how to become more effective and then tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. These are the 12 principles of Agile. Let's see next question. What is Agile Scrum?
Scrum is a framework in Agile methodology. In the Scrum we have different ceremonies, events, and like in Scrum we have Scrum ceremonies, events, and meetings. Like Scrum, in the ceremonies we have sprint planning meetings, sprint demos, sprint retrospective, and daily stand-up.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of framework actually.
Yeah, nice. Anyone? Okay, I'll explain. Scrum is a framework that helps the team to work together, often thought it as an agile project management framework. And Scrum describes the set of meetings, set of roles, and set of tools that work in concert to help the teams structure and manage their work. It is Agile Scrum. And next. Yeah. When do we use Agile Scrum methodology?
Can I?
Yeah.
when do we use Agile Scrum methodology? Because it's Scrum, in the Scrum, it's all like predefined things. It's like a structured framework. When there is a frequent requirement change, we use Scrum methodology because it's all are predefined.
Yeah.
And it's easy to adapt actually.
Okay. Fine. Anyone? Okay. Use Agile Scrum methodology when client does not have clear-cut idea on requirements, and when the client expects quick releases, and the client does not give all the requirements at a time. In these situations, we'll use Agile Scrum methodology. Okay. Next question. What are the main roles in Scrum? Niharika, have you any idea about main roles in Scrum?
I think product owner, Scrum Master, and the development team members.
Yeah, it's correct. Why you are not answering?
Claps.
I'm just seeing about this agile testing, agile methodology. I think I don't know about this previously.
Answering something is okay.
Yeah,
Then
that's why
Yeah,
I'm
it was
now.
good answer. Yes.
Okay, I'll explain.
Yeah.
Main roles of Scrum Master, product owner, Scrum Master, and Scrum team. These three are the main roles. Product owner will takes the requirements from the business analyst and prioritizes the product backlog items. Scrum Master. Scrum Master can be anyone. Scrum Master can be a designer. Scrum Master can be a tester. Scrum Master can be a developer. If the team member have any impediments, there is a dependency on the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master will try to solve those impediments. Next is Scrum team. Scrum team contains testers, designers, and developers. Scrum team will work on the sprints based on the requirements which was provided by the product owner and coordinated by the Scrum Master. These are three main roles in the Scrum. Next question is, what are Scrum values? If you have any idea,
Focus, can I?
yeah.
The focus on something that we are doing.
Yeah.
And the respect and courage.
Yeah. Anyone?
Yeah, it's like Scrum values are like courage, respect, openness.
Okay, I'll explain. Scrum values, sir. Courage. You should have courage to accept your mistakes. And next, respect. Respect each other. Focus. All the team members should on one focus, focusing on one thing. And next, openness. All the team members should be honest and open about their progress, what they are working. And next, commitment. All the team members should on one stand. These are the Scrum values like courage, respect, focus, commitment, and openness. And next question. What is sprint?
It's like a time bound period where we deliver the product to the customer. Generally, the sprint is like for 1 week or 14 days.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone?
Sprint maybe is one kind of a working period, and that is we pull it in the from the backlog to sprint.
That is sprint backlog. Okay, fine. I'll explain. In Scrum, projects are divided into sprints. These sprints have a specified timeline for 2 to 4 weeks. This specified timeline is agreed by the team members during sprint planning meeting. In sprint planning meeting, the team selects the product backlog items in the form of user stories. These user stories are also divided into different modules. The end result of every sprint is potentially shippable product. This is a sprint. Next question. What is product backlog and sprint backlog?
The product backlog are the requirements that are given by the customer, which are organized by the product owner, whereas the sprint backlog during the sprint planning meeting, the team members discuss with the product owner and they prepare a sprint backlog where they're going to deliver the value, where they're going to work on the specific requirements of the particular sprint. That is called sprint backlog.
Okay, good. Anyone?
Actually, sorry for the interruption. Can you say it again? What is sprint?
What is sprint? Yeah.
Sprint
Okay, explain, Madhuri.
She wants sprint backlog
No,
or
no,
sprint?
I want,
Sprint.
Vasundhara, actually, I want you to answer the previous question, what is sprint? I didn't get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Scrum, projects are divided into sprints. Every sprint has a specified timeline for 2 to 4 weeks. This timeline is agreed by the every Scrum team during a sprint planning meeting. During sprint planning meeting, the team selects the product backlog items in the form of user stories. Those user stories are divided into different modules. Like in sprint, the end result of every sprint is potentially shippable product. I think you got or not?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, I'll explain this. Product backlog is a list of requirements that will list of requirements of the entire product that will satisfy the end user needs, and it will owned by the product owner. And this term is used in the agile projects to refer the requirements, as the requirements are captured in the form of product backlog. In product backlog in the form of user stories, epics, and features. These product backlog items are prioritized by the product owner based on the business priority number. And next, sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is a subset of product backlog. Here it is owned by the development team to deliver the value of the sprint. Sprint backlog will have technical tasks for user stories. Estimation of technical task in hours. Sprint backlog will be identified as a part of sprint planning meeting. This is about product backlog and sprint backlog. And our next question is, what is daily stand-up meeting? I think you know all this.
Daily, yeah. A daily stand-up meeting is like we in the daily stand-up meeting we discuss what went well yesterday and what we are going to today, and if there are any impediments, we can discuss with the team and the impediments are clear.
Okay. Anybody else? Please try to answer something.
It's a meeting where we discuss all of things and what we did yesterday and what we do in today and what we'll do in tomorrow. That's that we all discuss in this daily stand-up meeting.
Okay, fine.
And I think the meeting will last for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Every day we have stand-up meeting. It brings everyone to update on information and help the team to stay organized. In daily stand-up meeting, we have to update what we do yesterday and what we do tomorrow and what we are planning to do and what are the impediments. It is a time-boxed meeting, maximum for 15 minutes. This is a daily stand-up meeting. And the next question is, what is a sprint planning meeting?
Sprint planning meeting is a meeting conducted at every sprint. In the sprint planning meeting, we discuss what we are going. We prepare sprint backlog list and what we are going to deliver for this particular sprint. All the team members, along with the product owner and the Scrum Master, participates in the sprint planning meeting.
Okay, fine. Anybody else? Who can explain? The first step in the Scrum is sprint planning meeting. During entire Scrum team will attend to the sprint planning meeting. Here the product owner will select the product backlog items. The most important user stories are at the top and the least important user stories are at the bottom. The purpose of sprint planning meeting is to make sure that all the team members should on one stand, and it is conducted by the product owner at the start of every sprint. This is a sprint planning meeting. And next, what is a sprint review meeting?
Sprint review meeting is conducted at the end of every sprint. We discuss about what we did, what we deliver for this particular sprint. It's like a kind of demo we give to the product owner at the same time for the customers.
Yeah. Anybody?
Okay, 5 minutes. I'll make it. Okay, I'll be in.
Actually, it's a demo of the product.
Okay.
And also, like, if you have any changes, like, you can prioritize during the sprint review, like
Yeah.
moving some tasks from the sprint to sprint backlog, and then reprioritize again for the next sprint.
Okay. Anyone? I'll explain. In sprint review meeting, the development team will give demo on the product and will determine what are finished and what aren't finished. It is adds the additional items to the product backlog based on the stakeholders' feedback. Based on the stakeholders' feedback, the changes in the requirements are implemented in the next sprints. This is a sprint review meeting. Let's next question. What is sprint retrospective meeting? Anyone?
Like, what went well during the previous sprint and what didn't went well? So what are the negatives that happened and what can we do to overcome it? So that is
Yeah.
what we discussed during the sprint retrospective.
Okay, nice. Anyone?
Yeah, it's like a retrospection of the team, like what went well and for the sprint, and what went well and what didn't go well, and if there are any new things to learn, we will discuss and we will implement.
Yeah. Good. Okay. After the sprint review meeting, the Scrum team will attend to the sprint retrospect meeting. Here, they documents the lessons learned earlier sprints, such as what went well and what could be improved. This helps the Scrum team to avoid the mistakes in the next sprints. This is a sprint retrospective meeting. And next question. What is a task board?
Task board is like what we are going to do for this particular sprint. All the listed tasks are present in the task board, so that we will pull each task and we will work on it. It's a kind of backlog.
And it has each phase within the sprint, like the particular task is in which phase during the current sprint or during the respective sprint, and there will be a responsible person assigned for each task, which can be checked through task board.
Anyone? Okay, I'll explain. A task board is a dashboard. It illustrates the progress of an agile team for making the achieving sprint goals. It contains user stories, to do, in progress, to verify, and done. User stories are actual business requirements, and to do the tasks that are worked on, and in progress, the tasks are in progress. To verify, the tasks are in pending for verification or for testing. Done, completion of tasks. These contain in task board. And next question is.
Yeah, before the next question, I just want to show one thing. Let me share my screen quickly.
Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, so which is important. Let me know, can you see my screen?
No, by stopping my screen, I think we're able to.
Yeah, did you stop?
Yeah, I stopped.
Yes, so let me share my screen then. So if you see, I mean, I just did a Google image search about Jira task board. More or less, Jira is the most popular tool that is used for agile project management. You can create your own free Jira account and you can try out all things that we are discussing now. So it looks more or less like this. Open image in new tab. Let's see if we can open. Yeah, it is just a thumbnail. Let's find some good image. Open image in new tab. Yeah, so this is how it looks when you open Jira, when you're working in a company. This is how it looks, and you can have multiple columns here. If you see to do, in progress, done, it is very simple board, task board, as we are discussing now, and it can have multiple columns. For example, after in progress, you can put ready for testing, and then before in progress, you can also put ready for review. Sometimes the developers do code review. Some parts are dedicated for developers, and then the other parts are dedicated for QAs. And once it is ready for review, and QAs can test it and then move it to done part once they test it against the requirements. So this is more or less how a typical task board look in a company when you work. Most of the people are using Jira. In Jira, it looks like this. If people are not using Jira and they are using some other tools, the view is more or less same. Nowadays, everyone is using the task board in this column format. Like you will have a to-do section, and then you will have couple of other columns like in progress, ready for testing, ready for review, ready for rollout, and then finally completed, done, finished, some final column. So yeah, I just wanted to show you quickly. Yeah, Vasundhara, you can continue.
Okay. Next question is, what is the difference between Epic, user stories, and tasks?
Epic is like a larger requirement for the project, and user stories. These epics are broke down into user stories that are user stories, and the tasks are like a detailed piece of these user stories.
Okay. Anyone?
Epic is a initial product requirement, and under the Epic we write user story, and it is a small unique function, and the task is how the story is complete. That is called task.
Okay, fine. Anyone? Okay, let's make it. User stories is defined as actual business requirements. Generally, it was created by the business owner, and the task to accomplish the business requirements, tasks are created by the development team. And Epic group of users related user stories is called Epic. This is the difference between Epic, user stories, and tasks. Next question is, what is the difference between burn up and burn down chart?
I don't know about burn up, but burn down charts are the charts that represents the amount of work that is done.
That is done. Oh, I think it is left. Burn up, burn down chart.
Okay.
Okay, anyone? Okay, I'll explain. Yeah, Niharika.
Actually, burn up means how much work that has been completed till now.
Project.
Yeah.
Just reduce the volume.
Yeah. Okay. Both burn up and burn down charts tracks the progress of a project. Burn up chart is a graph which shows how much work has been completed in a project, and burn down chart is a graph how much remaining work has been in a project. That is the difference between burn up and burn down chart. And next question. What are the types of burn down charts? Anybody have any idea about this? Funny.
Product burn down and sprint burn down tasks charts.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone?
It's like a product burn down and a sprint burn down charts. Like for the particular sprint, how much work is left or done, we can see. For the product, we can see for the entire project or the product.
Okay, fine. Okay. Burn down charts are 4 types: product burn down chart, in burn down chart, release burn down chart, and defect burn down chart. Product burn down chart, a graph which shows how many products items are implemented and how many are not implemented. And next is sprint burn-down chart, a graph which shows how many sprints are implemented and how many sprints are not implemented. And next, release burn-down chart, a graph which shows list of releases that are in pending, which was planned by the Scrum. And next, defect burn-down chart, a graph which represents how many defects are identified and fixed. These are the 4 types of burn-down chart. And then next question. What is velocity in Agile?
It's
Anyone?
like the amount of work that is delivered for the particular sprint. That is called velocity.
Yeah. Anyone? Srinivas, Meena.
No, I have any idea, haven't any idea about that velocity.
Okay. I'll try. Velocity is a measure of average work the team does during a sprint. It also figures out how much work Agile can complete in a sprint and how much time it will take to finish a project. This is the velocity.
It is a kind of time frame, right?
Sorry?
It's a kind of time, mention the time and
Measuring,
how,
measuring.
Yes, Meena, you are right.
okay.
Next question is, what is meant by story points? Niharika?
It tells about the difficult part of the task.
Okay. Anyone?
It's like giving the value for delivering a task. Like it is mainly used for prioritizing the task. Like if the story points are more, then it might be an important task to accomplish or finish during a sprint.
Okay.
It is like a metric to evaluate and prioritize the particular task.
Okay, fine. Anyone?
Yeah, it's like an amount of time given to the particular story to complete. And the time depends on depends on many factors like complexity, the team size, everything matters to give the story points. We use different kinds of methods like planning poker, Fibonacci series. Yeah, different methods we use to give the story points for the particular task. Basically, it's like an amount of time given to complete that particular task.
Okay, I'll explain. Story point is a metric used in Agile project management and development to estimate the difficulty level of the user story. It is an abstract measure of effort required to implement it. In simple terms, it is a number. It tells about the difficulty level of the user story. This is a story point. And next question. What are the Agile estimation techniques used while doing story point estimation?
As I said, it's like planning poker, t-shirt size shape, Fibonacci series.
Dot
So
boards. These are the Agile estimation dot boards, planning poker t-shirt.
Okay. Okay, I'll explain. Planning poker. The product owner will give cards to the team. The card contains numbers like 1, 3, 5, 18, 13, and so on. The product owner will distribute these cards to the team, and the product owner will starts reading the user stories. Based on the user stories, they'll show the cards same time. If there is a large differences between those cards, sorry for the disturbance.
No problem. You can continue. No problem. It's okay. It's not that much.
Okay. The product owner will read the user story. Based on that user story, they'll show the numbers at the same time. If there is a large differences between those numbers and there is a discussion between them, they have to convince each other until they come up into the same stand. This is a planning poker. And next, t-shirt size. It is same as a planning poker. Working is same, but the method is different. Instead of numbers, we have XS, S, M, L, and XL. And next, dot voting. The user board contains the user stories. For example, 3 people selected one user story and the 2 people selected one user story. The product owner will ask the 2 people why you selected that user story. They have to convince the team, or else these 3 people have to convince those team. They'll discuss until they came up into the same stand. And next thing is bucket system. Here also working is same, but the method is different. Next, large, uncertain, small. Based on the user story, we'll prioritize which is big and which is unable to understand, that is uncertain, and what is small. And next, affinity mapping. Based on the user story, we will prioritize which is most important. And next thing is ordering method. Ordering the user story. These are the estimation techniques like planning poker, t-shirt size, dot voting, bucket system, large, small, uncertain, affinity mapping, and ordering method. Next question. What is pair programming and its techniques?
Pair programming is like the 2 people work together, and in the pair programming, we can do the code reviews and we can do testing. Basically, it's like 2 people work together.
Yeah.
That is called pair programming.
Nice. Anybody else? I think all are sleeping. No one are responding. Okay, fine. Pair programming is a technique in which programmers will work as a team. One programmer will review the code and another programmer will write the code. They can switch their roles. Here, the coming to benefits, improved code quality. As a second partner reviewing the code simultaneously, there is a chance of reducing the mistakes in the code. And next, easy transfer of knowledge. One experienced partner can teach the other partner about techniques and codes. This is about pair programming and its benefits. Next question.
Then what its disadvantages of doing both in one computer?
Disadvantages, sir. Sorry, I don't know.
Actually, we know the 2 people are working together in one computer. There are more disadvantages also. So,
Yeah. What are Scrum activity tools?
Scrum activity tools are like this burn down charts, the project planning, dashboards.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Okay, fine. Some of Scrum activity tools are Jira, Planner, Scrum Ninja, Sprintometer, and Version 1. These are the some Scrum activity tools. Next comment, next question. What is extreme programming? Anybody have any idea about extreme programming? Okay. Extreme programming is an agile project management framework that aims to produce a high quality of product and high quality of life for the development team. XP is a most specific agile framework and appropriate regarding the practices for software development. It is extreme programming. And next question is, what qualities should a good agile tester have? I think it's important knowing. Anybody have any idea about qualities of agile tester?
I can say some qualities. You should have a
Okay.
good communication skills, and you should easily adapt, and
Yeah.
you should have a scope for learning things. Like you should be change the you should have as I said, it's like you can easily adapt, and you should have a good analytical things, and you should be cross-functional. And these are the main qualities for the agile tester to work in an agile team.
Okay, fine. Anybody? I think this is the last question. Please respond. Okay, fine. I'll explain. He should able to know. He should able to understand the requirement changes quickly, and he should be able to know the agile concepts and principles. Where the requirement changes, he should be able to understand the risk involved in it, and he should be able to prioritize the work based on the requirements. And communication is must. As a agile tester, a lot of communication with the developers and the business associates. These are the qualities of a good agile tester. I think these interview questions are helpful for you. Thank you. Shall I stop sharing?